Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you are watching this. How was your week? Did you do anything fun? Bentley and I, we went to the park yesterday. It was nice. It's supposed to be kind of cold, wintry, and snowy here, but it's not. It's like the early days of spring right now. And so we ran some errands, and the park was on the way home, so we stopped by the park, and he was just running and smiling in the sunshine, enjoying his life, enjoying it. So yes, and then also I made a Roman honey cake, which was really good. Interesting enough, the Romans used to make figurines and out of the beeswax for protection. And then rumor has it they also used them as voodoo dolls, which I found this very interesting because I always thought the voodoo was more a religion that came from like New Orleans, Africa, that way. So it was very interesting to find out that the Romans also did that as well. So yes, anyways, so that cake was really good. So anyways, today we are going to talk about support through social media. We have talked a lot about things you can do for yourself, or confirming that you're already doing what you're already doing can actually help you and keep you can actually help you and help you. What you're doing can actually help you and help prevent burnout and help you work through burnout so you can keep doing it. But the question is what about support from other people? I know you have work friends, maybe, but do you have talks outside of work about what you are going through at work? Sometimes I know there's like the whole gossip corner and everything at work, but outside of that, like, are you talking about things that are going on at work, whether it's with management, other people, other people you're working with, or whether it's how you're feeling, the caseload, the cases that you are seeing and dealing with? Like, are you talking to other people outside of work about this, like at work? Sometimes you might not want to talk to people at work about it. You might want to talk to someone else with it, and like a colleague or whatnot with it. Sometimes it's best to keep what you're dealing with at work, like out of work or away from people that you're working with, because sometimes, depending on those people, that could cause trouble. It could cause issues with your employment later on down the road, or turn into a whole gossip mill, and you don't want that. So, but there are other ways of doing that. I know at one place that Sean worked at, they have a doctor who does like once a month, she'll do a get together that all the doctors and interns and stuff can come to and talk about things that are going on at work and find ways to change those things, like make a positive impact on it. So that's another thought or idea, which is good. Or even just having like a once a month outing just to get away from everything. But you have so you have the resources, which if you're more thinking of volunteering and leaving this earth. But what if you're not at that point, which we don't want you to be at that point, but you have resources if you're at that point. So wonder if you're not there, but you just need someone to talk to, right? Sometimes it's nice to know you're not the only one that in this field that's going through or feeling or dealing with what you're dealing with. It's nice to know that there are other doctors out there, other technicians that are feeling burned out. There are other people who are having a hard time. And I don't mean that, like, sometimes it's nice to know that, like, it's not just you. And that helps a lot, that it's not just you. But there are also support groups on Facebook with people in your profession. So, sometimes if you just need to vent in the middle of the night because you can't sleep, sometimes some of us have that friend we can call, but some of us don't. So, or sometimes that friend isn't available with whatever, because they may have something going on. So you can always, there are support groups on Facebook. I know I always talk about NOMV, Not One More Vet, which actually started as a Facebook group and grew into what it is today, and it is still growing. You also have Not Another Vet Nurse, and other groups that you can join to be able to vent or get advice or ideas with what others are going through and things that they do to help them. There are a few people who have been in the veterinary field. They've been doctors, they've burned out, and then they've created businesses to help you work through burnout and things that you can do, like at work and stuff. Kind of why I created this was, it's great. You need to know what to do at work, but what about when you're outside of work? There's things that you can do and things that you're probably already doing that will help you work through burnout or prevent burnout, but you don't realize it. And so I'm just here to confirm that what you're doing helps and to keep doing it. But yes, there's other people that, they've created companies to be able to help with that. They have Facebook pages as well. You also have like Instagram, Blue Sky, all that. But just, the whole idea is, like, just know that you're not alone. But whatever social media that you use, I would find something maybe inspirational, something for support, something for inspiration. Because sometimes just the quotes, they may be things that you've already thought of, or, you felt one way at some point, but with everything going on, you no longer feel that way. Sometimes those quotes are just a nice reminder and just maybe the thing that you need just to help you go back to that thought process, or help you get out of the little funk that you're in if you need to. But we all go through it. Social media, it can be a good thing. Just don't get sucked into it. Don't get sucked into the negativity or anything like that. Just kind of, stick with the positive stuff, or stick to, what is needed for yourself. If you need a vent or whatever. But the main idea is for you to have a community that understands what you're going through. So it's kind of similar to, kind of want to do the same thing here, in a sense, to where whatever topic we're talking about, if you had something that worked for you, or idea or something that, you heard about or whatever, like, throw it in the comments. Like, it may help someone. What works for you may or may not work for someone else, and vice versa. What works for someone else may or may not work for you, but it's an option. And so we're providing options for you to figure out what works best for you. And that's what we're here for, and for support. So you're not alone. All right. So with that, you also have Lifeboat. Lifeboat is the peer-to-peer as well through NOMV, Not One More Vet. But the thing with Lifeboat is you have that it's a 48-hour or 24-hour turnaround time, I think, for to speak to someone. So if you need to speak to someone right away, you're not going to, someone, your peer group might not be available right away. Someone in your peer group. So it's so that's good for that. But remember that does have a turnaround time with it. And then you have 988. You could call or text. And you can text home to 741-741. Please, however you need to save those numbers into your phone for you. If you need them, need to reach out to them, please do that. And so they're there when you need it the most. All right, so poem. I love this poem for you guys. You may not know the world needs you, but it does. For no one else can smile your smile, say your piece, shine your light. You are unique, and you alone can fill your place. If you were not here to shine your light, what would happen to the pilgrims passing by your empty place in the darkness without your light to help them find their way? You may not know the world needs you, but it does. Inspired by an old poem. Remember, what you do matters, and the world is a better place with you in it, dear person's company. Thank you for watching. Until next week, go do something for you. All right? Have fun.